Hello, K.M.K here together with Falcon.
Hi.
And today we got a Dead by Daylight, the Volvo update review, and it is the big one, guys. You hear it, Falcon? It is the big one!
Yeah, very big one, bro. And I think this will become Dead by Daylight 2.0.
Yes. I couldn't sleep after this. Normally we would wait till a Saturday, but I wanted to get this out early because this update is so big, it's so important, and it's so exciting. This patch is the biggest, maybe the best patch in the history of the game. What do you think, bro?
It is, bro. And at least it will change how we play the game.
Yes. So
That's the biggest yeah the biggest news, bro. Because the game will be completely different, and the old meta is gone.
yes, especially the one for the survivors because the survivor meta has always been the same for 6 years.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So let's get into it. So just to keep up with your stuff, overhaul of progression system. At the moment, the grind is really big. We are like almost to 8 pages of perks, and yeah, they reworked that so that now you can just unlock everything at 30, 35, or 40. But if you get to 50, you have the prestige, and then you unlock all those perks on all your killers. And well, and the best part is also on the new killers and the new survivors. So this is good. So the grind is reduced by 75%, which is really really good. So that is why we like this. This is really something because, to be honest, I don't have all perks and all my killers. And you can ask Brother Falcone here. He has seen my killer account, and it's
It's true. It's
yeah,
true, and to be honest, it was getting out of hand.
yep. Because I cannot do. I'm gonna be honest. I can. Falcon is the one that always does the meme builds or the unconventional builds and such, and I am not able to do it. And now I'm able to help produce some of those videos also with to help produce those type of videos with the unconventional builds and such. So I look forward to that. It's just prestiging each character, and that is not that big of a problem. It is easy to get to level 50 than it is to find one single perk in over 20 or 30 blood webs. Because Brother Falcone here almost had all the perks till he finally had barbecue and chili. So that is going to be solved, and no more resets. So everything that you have collected now, you won't lose when you prestige.
Nice.
Yeah,
This is a very I'm happy for this change.
same.
I lost a lot of good add-ons, offerings. A huge number of buildings. When I prestiged my characters.
Yeah, I had, for example, Iridescent King and Queens on my doctor, and I had like over 70 of those. And yeah, if you reset, then you lose all of that. So I'm like, why would I do that? Why would I do
Yeah,
that?
yeah,
Yeah,
exactly, bro. Yeah, and for the same reason, bro, I didn't prestige the oldest killer, Trapper,
yeah,
Wraith, Hillbilly, because I have not only a lot of add-ons and offerings on them, but also some offerings which were retired.
yep. I got one of
So
those.
remember, yeah, for example, remember the brown offerings for
Yep.
yeah, the brown map offerings,
Yep.
or the splinters. Remember?
Oh yeah. And don't forget the offering that makes the map darker when it makes it night.
Or yeah, and I don't want to lose them.
Same, because those are an lost, how should I say, a lost history of Dead by Daylight.
Yeah, so true. And yeah, because I like to have some, to have something to say. Oh, I was playing at that time.
Yeah, I witnessed that and I was there, and yeah, we still say certain stuff like, during the first Blight event, the very first one with the plants. That was the first time that the killer and the survivor community actually got together to help each other. And that is one that I still to this day find sad that it doesn't come back anymore, because that was the first time ever that the survivors and the killers started to help each other, and now it is just competition, go and such. It's I hope that we get that back one day, but this is good. This is completely good. So we got this, the Shrine of Secrets. Well, it is okay. I don't mind. I did use Shrine of Secrets to get blood points so that I can, for example, perk out a killer. So this is all good. This, we don't give a fuck about the matchmaking system. I first want to see how it goes, because what is written here, they can write it, but it doesn't say that it will happen. So,
Yeah, bro. This is. I think it's because. Okay, you can tweak the matchmaking, but if there are not enough survivors or not enough killers, you can't do much.
yep,
That's the problem.
yep. So here comes the important part. This is the thing that we actually want to talk about, the gameplay updates.
Yes.
Some of the most consistent feedback we receive centers around the perk meta. And the perk meta at the moment is boring. Well, especially for Survivor. Least for Killer, because the Killer meta is always changing. The Killer meta was always changing. But that is because we always have to... the Killers always have to react to the Survivors. So yeah, and since you know, the Survivor meta is unchanging, well, they added some like Boon Circle of Healing and such, and that killed the perk Sloppy Butcher, which made it it made it so that for Killer everything was slow down with healing, slow down with generator, and then maybe some chase perks. But the thing is, it's now non-stop slowdown, and you feel it. The slowdown is horrible. When you play a survivor and you are up against a blight with ruin, and then with some other sort of slowdown. Well, you feel it. You feel it. That the slowdown is getting horrible, and that is when you are playing survivor. When you are playing killer, you feel the generator speed if you are not using any slowdown perks. And I had that when I was playing the Dreads, which is a video that is coming. Uh, you Even if the survivors are not good, you just feel the generators flying. You know, so that is why They are talking about the gameplay meta with with the perks that are meta. That is why killers are using slowdown perks and survivors using second chance perks. But the second chance perks are because of the campers and the tunnelers and such. And trust me, Falcon and I, we had a lot of tunnelers and campers during the anniversary. Don't know why, but we got a lot of campers and tunnelers, right?
Yeah, bro. Maybe I think it because it is the most effective tactics, bro. Maybe
Yeah, but
you basically if you want to stand a chance and you want to win, you must kill the first survivor as soon as possible.
Yeah.
Because, believe it or not, even with the three generator strategy, bro, if all survivors are alive, it's very difficult and stressful.
Yep. Mm.
I want to say also stressful.
Yeah, but it is also unfun because take
It
guys,
is.
take guys like us. We are casual. We are just chilling. You know, we are not being toxic and such. But then let me say it like this: we had a meltdown, like really a meltdown. That our patience sunk this low that we were just fuming with rage, which is true. We got really, and then people are mocking you. They're saying, "Oh, you're salty. You lost. You're salty. You lost," and I'm like, of course we are so as we are not salty, but we are angry because how am I supposed to have a fun game if I get unhooked and immediately the stupid idiot blight is right back there to tunnel me, and I end up I use the cake. The other survivors use the cake, and I end up with like 9,000 blood points, or it's 3,000. I didn't get any. I didn't get anything throughout to the event because of tunneling or camping, like with Vulcan. Vulcan got camped on first hook for no reason.
Yeah, and also, bro, I remember one day, maybe it was the second day of the event. Yeah, that day I was hard tunneled every single game.
Yes, and we had a
Yeah,
disconnect and
remember,
tunneling
I had
camping.
zero fun that day.
Yeah, and and then they are mocking you for being angry and saying, "Yeah, you're a bad loser. You're just salty." No, we are not salty, but we are having to deal with tunneling camping. And then they are saying, "Yeah, but you can decide to strike. You got borrowed time." Yeah, but it doesn't do shit. If a killer decides to tunnel or camp, he tunnels or camp. There's nothing that you can do about, because you can decide to strike someone, but if the other survivors are busy doing other stuff, also because you also get survivors that have zero awareness, because we had a Michaela who was busy doing totems and such, who was more busy doing totems and destroying hooks than that she is fixing generators. Then yeah, of course you're fun. Of course you're fun. So yeah, I can understand a lot of things. So here we go. And a handful of perks have dominated the usage rates. Yeah, especially in higher skill matches. Yep. Naturally, the gameplay can feel stale when you see the same perks again and again. Yep, 4 times Decisive Strike, 4 times Dead Hard, 4 times Borrow Time, and the last perk is whatever. Spine Chill, Witness of Opportunity, Unbreakable. You name it. Right, bro?
Yeah, yeah, bro, always the same perks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see. In the past, we have addressed individual perks through various updates, but the odd meta change is not enough to shake things up. Correct, that is because you just addressed a few perks at the same time. You don't do multiple perks. Like in League of Legends. In League of Legends, they rework every time, every season. Like they rework all the items, they rework all the map, mechanics and such, you know, and which change things up, and that is something that you guys don't do. You guys just do like, okay, we're gonna do these 3 perks and that should change and such. No, you have to do multiple perks. That is the thing. In this update, we are reworking and rebalancing 39 perks, meta included. We aim to reduce the reliance on the current meta while also providing many new options to experiment with. And this is how you guys should have done it from the very beginning. Always rework the perks. that is the biggest problem what I have with behavior. And I think I'm gonna say it slowly so that brother Koning can understand me. But
Yeah, of course.
the problem is behavior brings out a new killer, and then they forget about it. They let it be, or they are waiting till a mid chapter update, and then they update the killer or buff or nerf it, and then they forget that killer for months. And the same goes for the perks. They balance the perks. They nerf some perks or slow some perks, few one or two, and then they are done. Which is not, and then they expect, yeah, that should change the meta, but it doesn't. To be honest, they have to do a massive update like this every year. They have to do it every year, and buff and nerf some killers to fit in more with how the game is currently. And behavior is neglecting it a lot. This is the first time that they are going back, reworking everything, and that they have finally realized, okay, we have to change the meta. The meta is getting out of hand. Correct, bro?
Yeah, I agree with you.
Because the meta at the moment is boring. Every time that hard, and the worst thing is the survivors are so used to using that hard. Even if you get them out of a position that should guarantee them down, they can just go press E to win, and you're chasing them again for like 10 seconds or 20 seconds, depending on where it is. Even though you could have downed them earlier, it is like, you know. So, yeah. Before we can make meaningful changes to the meta, we need to look why these perks are so heavily used in the first place. Well, some perks are popular because of their strength, others are popular because they reduce the likelihood of an unfun situation. Therefore, we have prepared a baseline changes to address some of these core gameplay issues. Okay. Big one. Generator speeds.
Finally.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are touching generator speeds.
Yeah.
I can't believe what I'm reading, bro.
Yeah. Yeah. I think they finally understand that this is why they should. If they did this sooner with the rune rework that they did in the past, you know, because then they wouldn't have. Then it wouldn't have been so much of a problem. But oh well, at least better late than never, right? Better
Yeah,
late than never.
yeah,
Okay, when looking at the perks most used by killers, there's a very clear trend. Any perk that helps prevent generators from being powered. Slowdown perks for short. Yes, our favorite. Corrupt Intervention, Pop Goes the Weasel, Scourge Hook Pain Resonance, and Hex Rune are few notable examples, and each are amongst the most popular perk. Yeah, but here's the thing. Hex Rune, we don't like to run Hex Rune, but we have to use it. It's a must. Because, to be honest, Hex Rune is gone mostly within like the first few seconds of the game. You will
yeah. That's why you have to combo it with X Undying.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also, yeah, I want to add also another thing because also Ruin increases the regression speed, bro.
Yeah.
It is double the speed
Yeah.
because bro, I'm not gonna lie, the base kit regression speed of generators is a joke.
Yes, it is. It is a big.
That's why Ruin is so strong.
Yep. And it is especially horrible with killers like the Blight, for example.
Yeah, in general, high mobility killers.
Yeah. or killer players that are highly dependent on Tinkerer. Also, so this is why. So you got Pain Resonance, Pop Goes. Well, this is a strong combo. That is only reasonable that those are working well together. Corrupt Intervention. It is just Corrupt Intervention is mostly used for killers that need a setup time, like Myers, Trapper, Hack. But then again, yeah, dit is to guarantee that you have at least some generators left to defend. So yeah. Many players feel like generators are powered too quickly without these perks, so we knew we needed to look at the generators before making any perk changes. Slowdown perk should be an option, but not the only option to stay competitive. I find this funny, bro. You know?
What?
This is funny, what I light up here. This is really funny. Because in the past, a lot of players complain about that the generators were going too fast. And then you had Almo, or it was Patrick, saying, yeah, but the generators, according to our statistics, the generators are speed are norm are okay. There is nothing wrong with it.
Yeah, I also remember somebody which said also that you must lose two generators by the time you hook your first survivor by game design.
Yeah,
Just by design, yeah. You must lose two generators after your first chase.
yeah, yeah, and not yeah, but we lose like what 3 generators after before even our first hook. That's kind of stupid, right? So stupid. Okay, so first we have increased the time it takes to power a generator to 90 seconds, up from 80 seconds. So 10 seconds
Yes.
doesn't feel a lot. Does not feel a lot. But well, for me it is not a lot. 10 seconds is not a lot. But
Bro, it is a good start,
yeah,
but I'm more worried about the generators repaired by multiple survivors.
same. And don't forget proof thyself.
Also, yeah, so
Because
true.
because proof thyself was not included, and I will tell you guys immediately. Proof thyself is a perk that I'm really scared of, because that perk will become meta. Once,
Yeah, probably, bro. Probably because now Survivor will think this. Oh, they have increased the time to close a generator. Okay, we bring prove thyself.
yep,
Very simple.
yeah. The time it takes to complete a generator hasn't been changed in a long time, but it's clear that they are being powered quicker than we'd like. Oh, so you guys, so how did you guys figure this one out? I'm really curious. How did Behavior figure this one out?
I don't know, bro. Maybe they made the new statistics. I don't know.
Yeah, because so far that I know, they are not
Yeah.
high. They are not.
Or maybe a lot of killers quitted the game,
Yeah,
and now they want to do something for avoiding this problem. Maybe I don't know.
yeah, because so far that I know, Almo is not playing against high rank survivors. So he shouldn't be. So he shouldn't be. He wouldn't be able to figure this one out, right? I mean, come on. We know that Almo is not a high rank killer because he would never figure this one out. That generators are going too fast. You know. So I'm really curious
Yeah.
who told him and Patrick that generators are going too fast, because those guys are not. They are not good at their own game. So so whoever told them and convinced them that generators are going too fast, bravo. Bravo for telling those monkeys what is wrong with the game. Bravo. Whoever did this, whoever convinced them to to check the generator speed, thank you. Thank you for convincing them to change it. By slowing them down slightly, we hope to give killers a bigger window to interrupt survivors, particularly at the beginning of a trial. Well, I hope so.
Ah, okay, so they are acknowledging that there is a problem in the beginning of the trial. I'm
Apparently
im-
it is.
I'm impressed.
Yeah, I didn't know that. Did you know it?
Maybe, yeah, bro, because
Yeah.
you know, three generators popping by the time you hook your first survivor, it was impossible. It was very rare, you know?
Yeah, it was very
Yeah,
rare.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Just so that you guys know, we are being sarcastic. The sarcasm at the purest. At this point, we are so sarcastic about everything that they do. We don't know how else do we have to react now. Because at this point, it feels like we were beating a dead horse with baseball bats, right, bro?
Yes.
Yeah. So second, kicking a generator will now instantly remove 2.5 seconds of the maximum progress. Bro, is that a lot? 2.5%?
Mm, you know, we can do the calculation, but it should be a couple of seconds, I guess.
Yeah, but the thing is, we still have to kick. You know, kicking is not always very efficient, so. Let's see. This change makes kicking generators more meaningful, even if a survivor stops it from regressing shortly after. Additionally, survivors must now decide whether they should tap a generator to prevent regression, as this allows the killer to kick it again and knock off even more progress. Okay.
Uh, Finally, no more gen tapping.
Yeah.
Yeah, because how many survivors tapped your generators while you were chasing them?
A lot.
Yeah,
A lot.
it opened to me also.
I mean, I had it especially when I was playing the dreads for for the videos. You know, I had to play the dreads. I was also doing the adept. Yeah, I do that adept. Big surprise, people. And it's all horrible because I was chasing someone by the shack. One survivor stays close, starts to tap, and you know, the good survivors, the survivors that you have to be scared of, are the survivors that stay ungenerated even when the killer is near. Those are the survivors that you have to be scared of, because those are the survivors that don't give a fuck. Like what Falk and I do, we fix generators in front of the killer if needed.
Yeah, yeah, so
And
true, bro. Yeah, yeah. Top level survivors will don't give a fuck about you. Yeah, they will power the generators in your face.
yeah, I was I was playing Survivor together with Falcon. We had a killer with full slowdown build, and I'm gonna be honest, I was the only one working on those gens, and I just brute force through those generators when with maximum slowdown. Even when the killer was just close to me, I just kept powering through it. So yeah, that is how how unmeaningful it is that the killer kicks the generator or try to get you away, because he comes to kick the generator, I run away, he kicks the generator, he chases someone, I go back on it. I tap it and done. I'm being chased, I see a generator regressing, I tap it, run away again, killer is chasing me. That's how it goes. It's meaningless. So if they're trying to make it more meaningful, I hope so with this new kicking stuff. With these two changes, we hope to reduce the reliance on passive slowdown mechanics and promote increased interaction between killers and survivors. Oh, I hope so. So what is the next thing? You guys gonna force? You guys are planning to make blendets less viable? That's the next step, right?
Oh yeah.
I mean, okay, this is good, but what about the blendets? That are crouch walking over the map in the most dark outfit that they have, and to avoid anything that you do. But okay. Let's see. The average kill rates, how many survivors are killed in each trial on average, are a little lower than we like. And sentiment echoed by many community members. Wow. I'm shocked.
Oh yeah, bro. Yeah, remember when they gave us statistics and the pig
Yeah.
was more dangerous than the spirit?
Yeah. Oh, the nurse.
Yeah, yeah, I still remember.
Yeah. Yeah, it just shows, you know, it's like I said, bro. They forget one thing. Killers like the pig, they are rare. So it is only logical that those killers will perform well in in low ranks, you know. In high ranks, yeah, a pig can do well, but that is mostly because the pig is rare. So when was the last time we saw a pig? Can you tell me that, bro? When was the last time that we saw a pig?
I can't remember, to be honest.
Same. That is how long ago it was that we saw a pig. It's it's the same as with Sadako. We haven't seen Sadako for a long time since her release. Since the months that she get released, and now all of a sudden we saw two Sadakos, and then we saw nothing again.
Yeah, also, bro, think about the doctor. You know, we faced the doctor last week,
Yeah,
and then nothing, bro. Yeah, maybe that was my first doctor I faced maybe in 2 months.
yeah, yeah. And it's only understandable, you know, with those because if you look at those kill rates, the the very few times that you do see them, you know, you're like, oh yeah, it is a doctor, and it's yeah, they can perform well, but it's mostly because you barely see them. They are rarely seen because you see other type of killers more than that you see a doctor or a sadako or a pig. Then yeah, I can understand that the kill rate is high, but I think that it is also has to do with the fact that they are showing them in the low ranks, and these are killers that are in the low ranks that are pub stompers. Basically, they are noob stompers. Because a stout killer for a new player is super overpowered. They don't know what to do against a raid. They don't know how to do what to do against a pig. They don't know what to do against a Sadako. Yeah, those killers will do really well. Will get a lot of kills, but that's mostly because they are in the low ranks. So yeah, I'm not surprised that they are finally admitting that the killers are not getting many kills in the ranks that it matter, because I think that he looked at the higher skilled side of the game. What do you think, bro?
I agree with you, bro. Yeah, and yeah, I hope these changes will help a bit all the low tier and why not also the mid tier killers.
Yeah. To
Yeah.
to ensure that the killer feels like an unstoppable force to be feared. Wow. I hope so. I miss that feeling.
Okay. Can't believe I'm reading this. I can't believe.
Yeah. We are making slight improvements to many aspects of the killer gameplay. We have reduced the time it takes to break walls and pallets by 10%? So basically, we get a
Uh,
built-in brutal strength.
yeah, a light version of Brutal Strength in the base kit.
Yes. Damn, that is a lot. So
And also, bro, that also is an indirect buff to Brutal Strength.
yes.
Yeah, because now you will be increased to 35%. Yeah, remember that Brutal is 25.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Damn.
yeah. This is an indirect buff to Brutal.
Yeah. I mean, basically, they already took like 10% from the original version of Brutal. Because Brutal used to be, I think, 30%. So they took 10% of Brutal and they put it in the base kit of all the killers.
Yes.
And now they give us 20% of Brutal, basically. That is good. This is good, especially with killers like Doctor, who has to deal with a lot of pre-drops. So this will help with the chase. Generators can also be kicked 10% faster than before. Okay, now, okay, kicking is now worth it.
Yeah, so true. You know, bro, I will consider using Brutal Strength now.
Yeah, because brute strength seems really good right now. Let's see. Now it was 2 seconds, now it is 1.8 seconds, that's good. Though, oh, while these changes may seem small, a fraction of a second can be a difference between hitting a survivor and them reaching a pallet. Okay. Next, we have reduced the cooldown for successful basic attacks by 10%. Oh my god, it is good.
Yeah, you know, bro, this is saved best for last in the base kit. Yeah, just a light version of it.
This gonna make Save the Best for Last even better.
Yeah, you know, bro, so you have 10% in the base kit, 40% with 8 tokens of Save the Best for Last,
Yeah.
you go to 50%. So half the duration of the cooldown.
Oh my god. Oh my god. I get the feeling that Save the Best for Last is going to be meta again. And I will
Yeah,
be.
hopefully.
Yeah. Oh my god. This is going to be awesome. And reduce the duration of the survivor speed boost upon being hit by 10%. So now was okay. So for now, it takes for them. Now it doesn't take so long anymore for them to run. Yeah, yeah. So you hit survivor, they get a sprint, the free sprint burst, and okay, that is reduced. Yeah, they can't make. Yeah, they can't make so much distance anymore. If I'm correct.
Yeah, bro, you know, you can do the calculation, but I think you will gain, yeah, maybe 4 meters. Yeah, about yeah, 3 or 4 meters. Because remember, you move at 4.6 meters per second,
Yeah,
and you gain a 10% reduction on cooldown. So I think that should be half meter, maybe.
yeah.
Also consider the speed boost reduced.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, and yeah, I think the speed boost is 150%,
yeah.
maybe.
So now
Yeah,
140.
yeah. So that is also a lot, bro, because you must take away 0.2 seconds at 150% speed. Yeah, you know this combo. Yeah, you will gain. Yeah, you will gain a pretty high distance. Yeah, it may seem small, but it isn't.
Yeah, it's more than meet the eyes. Just I think we will notice it once we are in the game. once it is
And
filled.
and also just one last thing, bro. Now they gave survivors a reason to run overcome.
Yeah, they do. Except for the Shift W gamers, because they will have it anyway. Moving forward, survivors will gain slightly less distance upon being hit, making it more difficult for them to run long distance and safe area. To a safe area. Okay, that's cool. Let's see. Finally, we have tweaked Bloodlust to increase in power quicker than before. In most cases, Bloodlust does not activate, though there are rare cases where it can be necessary. The long build-up often leaves the killer in a bad spot, even if they eventually get a hit. They are adjusting Bloodlust tiers to activate after 15, 25, 30 seconds of chasing rather than the... Yeah, that is not the problem with Bloodlust, to be honest. Dit is dropping the ball, you know?
Yeah, bro. And to be honest, I don't go. Maybe I only use Bloodlust tier one. Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, tier two. I never see it in my games.
Well, it's not that. It's just the fact that the survivors will drop a pallet and then you have to kick the pallet and then you lose blood loss.
Yeah, that is the other problem. Yeah,
Yeah, I would have
you're right.
I would have rather have seen that they made it so that you don't lose blood loss till you have hit the survivor that you're chasing. I think that would have been a lot better. That you still keep blood loss even when you kick a pallet. You know, that would have been the superior solution. But its behavior, they dit is just a misser. Dit is a misser. That's all. As the first tier of Bloodlust has not changed, it will not be any more prevalent in the average chase. Bearing in mind the general improvements above, we expect Bloodlust will become even more uncommon outside of exceptional circumstances. Yeah, maybe, but it's just for those big loopy guys that knows how to run the killer. It would have been better that Bloodlust stays active after you kick or destroy a pallet, so that you can catch up, so that the Shift W gamers don't feel safe anymore. Because that is why the Shift W gamers they pre-drop a pallet, so that you cannot get Bloodlust. That's the big problem. But hey, what do I know? Right? What do I know? I know nothing. Do you know it, bro?
Uh, yeah, bro. Just I don't really on Bloodlust to catch survivors. To be honest.
I'm not saying that we are relying on Bloodlust. It's just it doesn't stop Shift W at all. I think if you want to do something to make it more playable, you shouldn't lose Bloodlust when you destroy a pallet. If you want to make the killer feel like an unstoppable force, then you need to make it so that he keeps Bloodlust, and when he destroys a pallet or when he falls a window, make it for the survivor difficult. You know. Then only because a Shift W gamer, he will just pre-drop and you destroy the pallet, and then you don't get blood loss anymore. It's mostly so that you can get those that you can capture those Shift W gamers. That's mostly it, and this doesn't solve that problem. So Shift W, it's still good. I'm scared of, but that is it. Tough slide, these changes affect every killer and can have ramifications on the game. We will be watching closely to ensure nothing gets out of hand. Okay, that explains it. They are playing it safe with the bloodlust.
Yeah, but bro, I think these changes will help basically M1 killers.
Yep. Like
Yeah, because bro, for example, nurse will be unaffected by these changes.
yeah,
You are forced to teleport, so you use M2. You have the fatigue also after it. Yeah, yeah. Basically, this change will not affect the nurse. Yeah. Also, yeah, every M2 killers. Yeah. Also, yeah, even the blight, bro.
yeah,
Yeah. So this is a good change for trapper, pig, doctor. Yeah, M1 killers.
yep. Okay, here we got one about that we had to deal with a lot, camping and tunneling.
Oh yeah.
Okay, on the survivor side, there is a clear preference for perks that grant a second chance. Barrel time, decisive strike, dead hard, that perks that help that nature help and of that nature helps a survivor avoid certain death, leading to an extreme usage. Yeah, that is because of camping and tunneling, so I can understand that. A benefit of these second chance perks is how that they help prevent unfun situations, namely being camped or tunneled out of the game, repeatedly being targeted after being unhooked. Okay. In order to incentivize a meaningful change to the meaningful change to the meta, it was clear that we needed to address these controversial tactics. Second chance perks should be nice to have and not essential to ensuring enjoyable gameplay. Yeah,
Fine.
yeah. That is something that that had to happen. Yeah. I mean, it was only logical because yeah, it is okay that you nerf those perks and such. It is it, if you nerf the slowdown perks, yeah, it is understandable that you look at the generators. So yeah, they are looking at the camping and the tunneling, which is something that we've seen a lot of killers do and such, and even which is unnecessary because basically you are tryharding against a bunch of cash shows, you know, just because the someone else was playing hardcore. It's like, so yeah, camping and tunneling. So that is good. Moving forward, survivors will receive a 5 seconds endurance effect after being unhooked. This gives the unhooked survivor an opportunity to reach a nearby window or pallet or for another survivor to position themselves for a protection hit. Yeah, okay. It doesn't stop the killer from from outweighting your endurance. You know?
Yeah, basically, bro, they put a light borrowed time in the base kit.
Yeah. And to be honest, on one side I'm happy that we got that because it was annoying because we had survivors that are unhooking you, farming you. You know?
Yeah, yeah, bro. Yeah, to be honest, as a killer main, I'm happy for for this buff.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of megaheads will just farm you. Yeah. So yeah, I'm very happy for this change.
Yeah. And when you tell these survivors, yeah, but they got a semi-meta build except for borrowed time, and then you tell them, yeah, but you have this build and you have that and you have that perk. Why not replace that perk with borrowed time? Then you are at least useful, but then they are like, yeah, but this build is just useful for me. It's it's like a lot of these survivors that unhook you unsafely. They don't understand that you should never think for yourself because it's Survivor is a team game. You should be a team. You know, it's not just me, and that is what a lot of these survivor players without borrowed time don't understand. It is a team game, so you should use borrowed time because you don't know when you're up against a killer that is tunneling. So you should have it, and I'm glad that we are getting at least we are getting a base kit. You know, that is all. I'm happy that we are getting a base kit. Additionally, the unhooked survivor will receive a 7% haste effect for 5 seconds. That's a lot, right, bro?
Yeah, it is. You will move faster.
Yeah, but will it help? That's my question. Will it stop? Will it stop the bubba from tunneling you? Will it stop the blight from tunneling you?
Or the nurse.
Yeah,
You know, a good nurse or a good blight, especially with the ag tech and other abuse. You know, they will they won't give a fuck about this
yep,
7% speed bonus.
yep. Yeah, it is. I understand behavior. They think that they are doing well, but I think camping and tunneling will still be a thing because there is no reason for the. You don't force the killer to. These killers don't change what they want to do. So yeah, they can say what they want, but yeah, it is. The problem is still there. Let me say it like that, okay? This won't solve the tunneling and the tunneling and the camping stuff at all. Even though, to be honest, because a lot of killers think, yeah, you have to camp, you must tunnel, you must. But that's really inefficient. It is not. That's a waste of efficiency because you don't get a lot. You don't get a lot of points for tunneling. You don't get a lot of points for camping. You know? And it is completely unfun. And if the killers say, "Yeah, I find it fun," well, then you're lying because you don't find it fun. Because the reason that you are tunneling and camping is to avoid the unfun stuff. So you are doing the boring stuff because you are scared to deal with the looping. That you're scared with dealing with the chase. You know, this is basically just avoiding interaction. That is what camping and tunneling is.
Yeah, bro, I know the feeling. And basically, you know, when I play killer, sometimes, you know, I'm afraid of leaving the hook and also not to tunnel
Yeah.
because generators are flying. The map is too safe.
Yep.
It's full of pallets. Yeah, every survivor is a good looper.
Yep.
So to be honest, I'm scared to shift the target. You know,
Yep.
that's the problem.
Yeah. I had one game as the dreads in the upcoming video where I actually focused the guy that was recently unhooked. Well, he wasn't recently unhooked. I was going for the other survivor. That was a mech, but the mech, yeah, did some kind of Houdini or Sisal Bim shit. So I lost her, and yeah. And the only one that I saw was the tap that was recently unhooked. So yeah, who should I target then? The tap or the mech that disappeared? If I don't see where the mech is, I go after tap. You know, I don't want to tunnel, but if there are like 2 generators left, I'm like, yeah, then I will focus tap. And I feel sorry for him. I'm like, yeah, sorry tap, but it seems like I have.
Yeah, yeah, bro. Because you need that kill.
Yep,
Yeah, at that point you need the kill as soon as
yep,
possible.
yep. So on one side I can understand it, but on the other side it is so unfun. Especially when you are casual or such. Dit, because dit is really killing the casual player base. Both effects will be cancelled prematurely if the unhooked survivor performs what we now call conspicuous action. These are interactions other than being chased that would improve your chances of survival. This include repairing generator, healing yourself or others, cleansing or blessing a totem. Behavior, when will you add this part to Decisive Strike?
Maybe, bro, that would be nice.
Yeah.
But go on.
Sabotaging a hook, unhooking others, opening a gate.
Finally.
Yeah, that is... Okay, this should also be added to the Decisive Strike, but... It's... yeah. With these base changes, we hope survivors can switch up the perk loadout without fear that camping and turning will cut their match short. I hope so, but I still have a feeling that a lot of people that play killer like the Blight, the Nurse, or some other kind of piece of shit, they will still tunnel. It's I hope that they are doing it, but I doubt it. You know?
Yeah, but at least now, bro, I'm happy for this change because a lot of toxic teams. Even when I hooked two survivors in the basement,
Yeah.
yeah, one was unhooked with borrowed time, and he immediately saved the other one.
Yep.
And yeah, in that case, you couldn't do anything because they are protected by borrowed time, but they can still unhook your face.
Yep.
Now this will be not possible anymore.
Yeah. I'm happy for that.
Nice. Yeah, nice. Because okay, you want the protection. Yes, we give you protection, but get the fuck out.
Yeah. Let's see. For this update, perk changes fall into one of two categories: meta perks that are used too often, and non-meta perks that serve a similar purpose but aren't used as much. Okay. We understand that many of you have grown attached to your favorite perks and loadouts. Unfortunately, shaking them up the meta inevitably leads to a few changes. Rest assured that our goal is to provide alternatives to align with your preferred playstyle while widening the scope to include more viable perks. Well, here is something. I like save the best for last. I'm not affected by this.
To be honest, bro, yeah, I can understand that changing the meta will be painful. Yeah,
Yeah.
but I agree with you, bro. I don't care, to be honest.
Yeah. Because
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Because, bro, all slowdown perks are boring.
yeah.
Yeah. So to be honest, I don't care about this point.
Yeah, for me it just means that I can that I can give more killers save the best for last.
Oh yeah, maybe fine. I can play. I can run No Way Out, for example, or Little Pursuer,
Yeah,
which yeah, to be honest, Little Pursuer is my preferred perk in for the early game.
yeah. I want to
Yeah,
I want to play.
I don't like corrupt intervention. Yeah, yeah, I don't like. So yeah, this I don't care about this point.
Yeah, I want to play Trickster with save the best for last. Yeah, I want to say. You heard me. I want to play Trickster with save the best for last. I want that baseball battlefields to go zing 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 super fast. You know? Understand what I mean, bro?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, it's also important to note that not every meta perk is equal, and each was considered on a case-by-case basis. So what are Dead by Daylight meta perks? By referencing both community feedback and internal data, we can see that some perks stand above the rest. For killers, barbecue and chili, yeah, but that is mostly for the blood points, because the grind is horrible. That is why barbecue is used, Barbecue and chili is mostly used for the blood points.
Yeah, that's just the reason why I run barbecue and chili, bro.
Yeah. Hex ruin. Yeah, but we are forced to use a hex ruin. We don't want to use it because it is destroyed. Most of the times in the game it is destroyed. Hex ruin. So yeah, pop goes the weasel. Okay, but we didn't actually get much use of it because kicking is a waste of time.
Yeah?
Corrupt intervention, that is what we use for setup killers. Tinkerer is mostly used by mobile killers. Like the Blight.
Yes. Yeah, Tinker is meta for the Blight.
Yeah. Hex, no one escapes death. Yeah, that is mostly because a lot of the new killers don't know how to do chases. And they don't know how to protect the generator, so yeah, they fall back on perks like no one escapes death. Skirts hook pain resonance, yeah, this is just for map pressure. The last one is map pressure. Pain resonance. This gives killers that have no map pressure some map pressure. But it makes other killers like the Blight oppressive. For survivors it is Dead Hard, Bar Time, Decisive Strike, Iron Will, Self-Care and Spine Chill. I'm surprised about the self-care.
Me too, bro. And I still can't believe it.
Yeah. Or it is just because of the high amount of Claudettes in the game. Because I bet if we did a statistic about how many Claudettes that we see per game, then I would say yeah that would be extremely understandable why we see self-care.
Yeah, bro, I think we did such statistics last year, and it was about 10%.
10% of the games were Claudettes.
Yeah. 10% of survivors are Claudettes.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, and that was only in the statistics that you did for yourself. So imagine game wide, if you had to do how many. Oh my god, that would be so long. We like to share these crash showcasing the most frequently used perks, both roles, feedback. Dead Hard is. This is Dead Hard. You see it, bro? Dead Hard.
Yeah, this is painful.
Yeah. Oh man. And let's see, here's barbecue and chili. Oh, Rune. Rune is on the top by the look of it. Yeah, Rune. So, okay, we have seen these. Killer meta perks, barbecue and chili. Okay. Now, let us know what it is. Current effect. Upon hooking a survivor, see the auras of the distant survivors for a short duration. Gain stacking blood points bonus for each unique survivor hooked. Okay. So, what did you guys change? Are you ready, bro?
Let's go.
This perk is incredibly popular, not because of its particular powerful that it is particularly powerful, but because of the huge amount of blood points it provides. Choosing to go into a match without it massively slows your progression. Yeah, but that is your guys' fault because you made the grind so horrible. Dit is een reaction upon the grind.
Yeah, bro. And, you know, some people in the forum complained and said that barbecue is getting a nerf because it is overpowered.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, because getting bonus blood points is overpowered.
Let me
Yeah,
let me
yeah, yeah.
guess. Let me guess. It was
Yeah,
Slushy. It was Slushy, yeah, that said that. Was it Slushy? Do you think that it was Slushy that said that on the forum?
I don't remember.
Uh, because Slushy is a notorious survivor main, eh? He disconnects on the first hook.
Nice.
Yeah. And he plays nurse. But he's a survivor main. We do not want blood points to be a driving factor behind perk choices, so we will be removing the blood point bonus. While we understand this change may seem shocking, please keep in mind that this update reduces the grind by 75%, with matchmaking incentivides providing an additional avenue for blood points. Yeah, but you could just keep the blood point on it, you know? It's okay. We believe this is a necessary step in making other aura reading perks more appealing, as blood point gain will no longer be the deciding factor. Okay,
Yeah, I'm okay with this change.
same. Okay, it's understandable. Hex Ruin. Current effect. Generators regress automatically at an increased rate whenever a survivor is not working on them, as long as the associated hex totem is standing. Okay. So, what did you guys change on it? A massive part of Hex Rune's appeal is not having to stop and kick generators, as well as the ability to passively regress them from a distance. These aspects make Ruin a unique slowdown perk, so we are not looking to change them. Okay, that's good. To bring Hex Ruin in line with other perks, we are reducing the regression speed to 50, 75 and 100% from the 100, 150 to 200%. This will reduce its power without destroying its primary appeal. After a survivor is killed, Hex Rune will automatically deactivate.
Okay, this perk is dead.
Yeah.
I will never use X-Ruin again.
Yeah, to be
Yes, so, because so you are nerfing the regression speed, and the perk will deactivate when I kill the first survivor. Okay, so basically, this perk will be useless during the period of time when it is more important.
Yep.
Okay, this perk is dead.
Yeah. I think they did that part mostly for the campers and the tunnelers. Which I don't understand, because why would campers and tunnelers use this perk actually?
Also, bro, because to get some value from X Ruin, you must not camp, to be honest.
Yeah, I will be honest with you, bro. You will be lucky if Hex Rune will actually last till 5 minutes. Let alone throughout, let alone 20 minutes. So yeah.
Yeah, bro, the problem is it will not work after your first kill. That's the problem now. So, because when you have 2 or 3 survivors left in the game, X Ruin is very powerful.
Yep.
Yeah, but now it will be gone automatically.
Yep. Yeah.
Uh,
Then I don't
yeah,
understand
I
this. You
will.
know.
Sorry, but I will forget about this perk. Yeah, and also the regression speed is a joke
Yeah.
because remember the base kit regression speed is a joke.
Yeah. So basically, tier 3 of this perk is basically tier 1 of old rune, of the current rune. So new rune's tier 3 is basically tier 1 of current rune. Oh well, it is what it is. Nothing to do about. Pop goes to Weasel. Current effect: after hooking survivor, the next generator you kick within time limit instantly lose 25% of its total progress. Okay. Pop Goes the Weasel gives killer a controlled way to remove significant progress from a generator of their choosing. Given that kicking a generator now removes 2.5% of its progress by default, we decided to tone down some of the numbers to compensate. This perk will now remove 20% of the generator's current progress.
Not total.
Yeah.
That's the problem. So now Popgas the Weasel will be useless if you kick generator with little progress.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing with pop, because you can choose what generator that you want to protect. So if the generator that had progress that is important for you to protect for a 3-gen strategy, now you cannot regress it fully. So yeah. Okay, it is understandable. I think this change will make Pop Goes the Weasel very effective against generators that are nearly done, but weaker against those with a small amount of progress. So basically they want us to use this. Oh wait, yeah. But I think Deadlock? No? I don't know.
Maybe, bro, but this perk anyway will be pretty weak.
Yeah,
I don't know, bro.
okay.
Maybe it will be good only for a three generator strategy, maybe.
Yeah. Okay, Corrupt Intervention. Current effect. At the start of the match, the 3 furthest generators are blocked for a while. Okay. This perk makes the beginning of a match more manageable, forcing survivors to extend deeper into the map before repairing a generator. We aren't looking to change this aspect. Moving forward, this perk will deactivate once a survivor enters the dying state. We believe this change will keep Corrupt Intervention effective in helping the killer build early game pressure, while providing a limit to its power.
Okay, so I can say that corrupt will still be good for killers with a setup time.
Yeah,
So trapper, hag, demogorgon, yeah,
and Myers.
will be still good.
Yep,
Yeah, but for killers with good chasing power, don't use it anymore.
yeah. Basically,
Yeah,
Huntress, Trickster.
yeah, and also the nurse.
Yep, Blight.
Yeah, yeah, imagine you put a little brochure, for example, and with the nurse you down a survivor in 20 seconds or 30 seconds, for example, and corrupt will be gone.
Yep,
It will be useless.
yep. Bas- Basically, they did this because of the Blight and the Nurse. Basically, you know? Because those killers can
Yeah,
down.
bro, this nerf is for oppressive killers,
Yep,
basically. Yeah, it is for killers with a strong chasing power.
yes,
Yeah, so you down immediately one survivor, you will lose corrupt intervention.
yep,
It's okay, bro. Yeah, yeah, it's okay.
yeah. I agree with this. Tinkerer. Current effect. When a generator reaches 70% progress, receive a loud noise notification and become undetectable for a short duration. Yeah, we've seen some killer players that are really dependent on this perk. And then in combination with Ruin, makes it quite annoying, you know?
Yeah, especially on high mobility killers.
Yeah, like Blight. Tinker is a popular perk choice for the information it provides. Being able to prevent a generator from being powered is a game changer, particularly on killers with high mobility. It can, however, become a little oppressive when paired with certain regression perks. Therefore, Tinkerer can now only activate once per generator. But with the base charges increased to 90, killers will have an extra time to approach. Okay, so it is only once per generator.
Yeah.
That is good.
Yeah. Now I think you will have 27 seconds to get to the generator.
Yeah,
Yeah. Maybe still a decent perk, but not so oppressive as in past.
yeah. I think because of this, we can now actually, once you know that the killer has saved the best for last, Tinker, I mean, saved the best for last, I mean Tinkerer. Once you know that the killer has Tinkerer, you just go to 70% and then you run away early.
Yeah, just hide. Play stealth.
Yeah, yeah. You just go to 70%. Then you stop because once you know that there is Tinker in the game, you do that, and then you run away a bit, or you go to a big loop as such, and you wait till the killer was there, and then you you wait till the killer is gone, and then you go back on the generator. So yeah, basically good nerf. Okay, a big one. This is a big one. When the no one escapes that, know it. Current effect. When the exit gates are powered, all survivors become exposed as long as the associated hex totem is standing. This perk makes for a very effective combat tool, though it falls out of favor in high skill games. We like the way Node encourages survivors to preemptively cancel totems, so we are not looking to weaken its direct strength. Instead, survivors will now see the hex totem's aura within 4 meters. This range increases to 24 meters over the course of 30 seconds. We believe this change will keep Node as a strong choice for the endgame builds while encouraging survivors to find the totems and attempt that last second save. Uh,
Uh,
yeah, but
maybe they killed Noah, bro.
maybe, but not fully.
Yeah, I think they basically added another counter, basically,
yeah,
because believe it or not, bro, noise is annoying also because sometimes it is very difficult to find and destroy the totem.
yep,
Yeah, so yeah. To be honest, I'm okay with this change, even though I was expecting more.
yeah. It's to be honest, it's still rewards bad gameplay. And with bad gameplay, I mean if the killer that is using this perk is not able to keep pressure on the map or protect the generators, that is what we mean mostly. That's the thing that actually annoys me because the killer did bad the entire round. He didn't put enough pressure. He was too busy focusing one survivor, or he was too busy camping one survivor, and then all of a sudden he had no head. It just I expected more, to be honest. I expected more. I expected more something from it, if you understand what I mean.
Yeah, bro. To be honest, I was expecting a rework where maybe you had took some survivors for using Noid, or maybe you need just like a barbecue. You need to hook everybody once to get annoyed, maybe.
Yeah, yeah,
But it is what it is.
yeah, because they want to stop the tunneling and the camping, you know. But then they didn't change anything from this. I can understand effective comeback tool. Yeah, but you still reward the killers for not playing good. You're still rewarding them for like letting for losing generators without because you still give them kills that they don't deserve. If you understand what I mean, that they didn't work for. If I had to go through all the sweat, it looks like 4 generators, and just to kill, just to be able, just by chasing one survivor, and all of a sudden, because of NOAD, I get like 3 survivors down because of NOAD. That is kinda not that's bad gameplay, you know, because you're rewarding the killer still for like I've been chasing the one survivor for 5 generators, and I finally downed it because of NOAD, and that down 2 other survivors also. Then that is bad. That's a bad gameplay design. That is not a good perk, to be honest. That's not making a comeback. That is like, you know, what is making a comeback? When you hook all the survivors 2 times, and then NOAD activates, and you're able to get a 4K. That is a comeback.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, in that case, you get rewarded for playing nice.
Yeah, but this is still this will still be used by campers. They will still be used by tunnelers. So yeah, and you're trying to reduce it here. Here, you try to do this here, to make that less. The all of that, and then you just ignore this with this. There's a mixed signal. But oh well. Next one, skirts hook pain resonance. Current effect: upon hooking a survivor on the skirts hook, the generator with the most progress will explode, notifying the killer and instantly losing a large chunks of progress. Okay. The most recent addition to the meta, pain resonance, allows the killer to remove a sizable chunk from the most progress generator simply by hooking a survivor. A loud noise notification also allows the killer to disrupt the survivor before they can continue repairing. A jack of all trades of sorts, granting both a powerful regression effect and a crucial information. With that in mind, we are removing the loud noise notification. Instead of exploding, the affected generator will now spark upon losing progress. Survivors will no longer scream. We believe this will ensure pain resonance remains a strong regression perk while limiting its informational aspects. Come on, behavior, be
Yeah.
honest.
So yeah, this was one of the best perks we got this year, and it's already that. But not only that, bro. Also the combo with the Deadman Switch is gone.
Yep. Because
Yeah, we lost a nice slowdown combo.
yeah, it's not only that, but also you can combo it with Pop Goes the Weasel. You know?
Yeah, you could, bro, but you will not know the location of the generator.
Yeah, that is what I mean. Because now you don't know the location of the generator, so you
Yeah,
cannot go there,
yeah,
kick it with Pop
yeah,
Goes the Weasel.
exactly. Yeah, yeah.
It's you lose a lot from it. So yeah, it is sad, but it is understandable because again, it is because of Blight. I blame the Blight for this. You know?
Yeah, I agree with you, bro. Probably this nerf was due to the blight.
Yep.
Yeah, because a lot of blights use this perk. Yeah, yeah. Once I faced a blight with pain resonance, ruin, undying, and
Yep.
corrupt intervention.
Yep.
It was painful.
Yeah. And boring. Okay, survivor meta perks. Current effect. Dead Heart. Big one.
Finally,
Current effect. When activated becomes immune to damage and dares a short distance. Dead Heart is by far the most used perk by survivors, and it is easy to see why. In the right hands it acts like a third health state, allowing a survivor to escape a situation where they otherwise would go down. There are two other main ways Dead Heart is used: to dodge a hit and for distance to get through a nearby pallet or window. In the latter case there is not much a killer can do, therefore Dead Heart will now provide the endurance effect for 1 second when activated. If you time it right, you prevent the hit and gain a movement speed boost. This will remove that hardening for distance and make it solely used to dodge hits, which killers can anticipate and even bait accordingly. So bring out the dancing crabs. Now, okay, seriously, this is the best nerf ever.
yeah, it was needed, bro.
Yep. Not to mention, Dead Heart is still strong. It's still a strong perk. But now more comes looking at it. You have to now time it perfectly for that endurance effect.
Yeah, yeah, and also, bro, I think this effect will work only once.
Yeah, I hope so.
Because there is no. They didn't say that you can recharge it.
Yep.
Yeah. Also, bro, I think the dart will not be an exhaustion perk anymore.
Yeah. So the
Yeah, maybe. Yeah,
so the
yeah.
best exhaustion perk is now I think adrenaline or sprint burst.
Or maybe similar to the original Metal Man.
Yep.
Yeah, but it will require skill now.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
that is good.
before it was just press E to fuck the killer and get to the pallet or to the
Yeah.
window. Yeah,
Yeah. No more
and
press E to win.
yeah, yeah, and also, bro, a lot of toxic survivors were using it. Yeah, they were so cocky thanks to the dart.
Yeah, because they made an
Yeah, and also, bro, think about it. How many times also they used the dart to unhook the survivor with borrowed time
yeah.
and dodged your hit because the unhooked survivor will tank the hit with the
Yeah.
endurance. Yeah, a
Yeah.
lot of time. Now you can't do that anymore
Yeah.
because okay, you can activate the dart now, but if you unhook the survivor, you lose the endurance. You
Yeah.
can't do it anymore. Yeah.
Yeah, I even see the once that a survivor that harder toward the pallet when I was picking up a survivor under a pallet. Just running it.
Or to do a flashlight save also.
Yeah, it is. I mean, and that hard made it so safe for them. It was annoying. I mean, I remember playing the clown and I cut a survivor off. I made an awesome prediction. That was in the saloon. I went down from the second floor to the first floor, and the survivor dropped through the window, and I met her at the front gate, and they are so trained to press E. They train themselves to press E so fast that even though I got them by surprise, they just press that hard, and I was punished again. And they made it to the pallet in front of the saloon. and that is so annoying. So I hope I now feel a bit more, rewarded for doing plays like that. That I outplay those survivors. If you understand what I mean. I really hope so. So up to the next one, okay?
Let's go.
Decisive Strike. Current effect after being unhooked, Decisive Strike activates for a long duration. When picked up, it hits a special skill check to instantly wiggle free, deactivate when used or when performing various actions. Okay. One of Decisive Strike's main appeals is its efficacy at preventing tunneling. Yeah, but a killer that wants to tunnel will not give a fuck about that. Trust me. Trust me, they will tunnel you and they will take the Decisive Strike and they will even mock you for using it. So yeah.
Yeah, to be honest, bro, decisive doesn't match against the tunneling nurse or blight.
Yeah. In light of the upcoming base game changes, we expect that Decisive Strike to drop in usage slightly. I don't know, but it may be. For the most part, we find the perk to be healthy for the game and easily avoidable for killers who choose not to tunnel an unhooked survivor. That said, at the end of the match, there's often nothing the killer can do to prevent a survivor with Decisive Strike from escaping. That's true. Moving
Yeah,
forward,
they will just go to the exit gate
yeah,
because you can't do anything about that. Yeah, that is a free escape.
yeah. Moving forward, the Decisive Strike will now deactivate once the exit gates are powered. In addition,
Finally,
yeah, in ad-
I must be dreaming, bro.
yeah. So I can no more do those epic escapes. In addition, the stun duration has been reduced from 5 seconds to 3 seconds. Oh, so 2 less. Okay.
Yeah, remember, bro, because I remember the history. Original decisive was 3 seconds,
Yeah.
but it was buffed to 5 seconds because of enduring.
Yep.
Remember, all the enduring applied to the stun of a decisive strike.
Yep.
Yeah, but then enduring was nerfed,
Yeah.
but they didn't nerf decisive accordingly.
Yep. And that is why
Yeah,
the size of us.
that's why now it will be 3 seconds again.
Yep. We also be simplifying the description of the perk. The size strike will now be cancelled by conspicuous actions. So no more blessing totems.
Yes, and also you can't open the exit anymore.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, I like this.
Borrow time. Current effect, survivors on hook gain the endurance effect for a short duration, allowing them to ignore a hit. That would otherwise put them in the dying state. Yeah, this is an anti-camp and tunnel perk. So yeah, much like the Decisive Strike, this perk... Much like the Decisive Strike, this perk gets much of its popularity by granting counterplay against camping killers. Considering a lighter version of Borrowed Time effect has been added to the Survivor's base kit, we need to update the perk accordingly. Borrowed Time will now extend the duration of the endurance effect of unhooked survivors by 10 seconds. And increase the movement speed bonus duration by 10 seconds. For any survivor you unhook, these effects will be cancelled. For any survivor you unhook, these effects will be cancelled if the unhooked survivor performs a conspicuous... okay. While the overall duration with Borrowed Time is longer than before, we expect that having a lighter version in the base code will cause the usage rates to drop. Yeah, but...
Bro, this is not a nerf. This is a buff.
Yeah, this is a buff. This is a buff, because To be honest, if there will still be killers that will camp a tunnel, so using this is just, smart. Using this perk because you want them not to camp in tunnel, you know. So yeah, it will not stop. It will not stop a blight or a nurse, you know, but it will stop a trickster or a raid or a ghost
Yeah,
face.
yeah. M1 killers.
Yeah, but still good. Okay, Iron Will. Current effect. By cleansing your butt cheeks, it makes your grunt of pain silent. This perk allows skilled players to mind game more effectively in many areas by silencing grunts of pain. To address its high usage rates, we are lowering the grunts of pain reduction to 25, 50 or 75%. Additionally, Iron Will is no longer active when exhausted, though it will not cause exhaustion itself. Okay,
Okay, I like this, bro,
yeah,
because yeah, Iron Will was overpowered in my opinion.
yeah,
Yeah, there shouldn't exist a perk which removes completely all grants of pain every time. You know, at every time.
yeah,
Yeah. So now maybe, bro, let me say two things. So now Strider will be good again.
yeah,
Yeah, and also playing Spirit will be much easier.
yep.
And also, second thing, uh, you will not be able to use Iron Will with Sprint Burst.
Correct, correct.
Nice. Yeah,
Yeah,
I like this.
same. Okay, so we can basically track them now with sound. But I think these players will just play without any exhaustion perks. So, oh well, you'll see.
Maybe, but anyway, it will not be good with the Sprint Burst.
Yep. So self care has okay. Self care current effect unlocks the ability to heal yourself without a medkit at 50%. Okay. Though self-care has a divisive reputation among the community, we were surprised to find that its usage peaks in the highest skill matches. Having a consistent and reliable way to heal at will is a powerful tool in the right hands. On top of that, self-care increases the efficiency of medkits, allowing survivors to squeeze additional heals out of them. To reduce its strength, self-care heal speed will be lowered to, and the item efficiency bonus has been removed entirely. Aha, okay. I think I understand it now. So
Okay,
basically,
so self care is dead, bro.
yeah, basically it was used in the higher ups because you can heal yourself, and by healing yourself, that means that other survivors can work on generators without stopping to heal you, and you cannot exploit medikits anymore.
Yeah, yeah. So I think Sloppy Butcher will be good again.
Yep. Spine chill. Current effect activates when the killer is nearby, looking in your direction, increase action speed and the chance for skill checks. Okay. This perk excels at alerting survivors when a killer is approaching. And in high skill lobbies, the vault speed increase becomes the primary draw. Yeah. Basically, the survivors that are good at looping use this perk. Basically. There are a few aspects of this perk we would like to clean up. Spine chill will now activate only if the killer has a clear line of sight to the survivor. This will remove the awkward counterplay where the killer must look away to ensure a stealthy approach. Okay, that's good.
Yeah, bro, it will be still good if Myers or Ghostface are stalking you.
Yep.
Yeah, but at least it will not destroy stealth killers.
Yeah. Next, we will be adding a short 0.5 seconds lingering effect to the spine chill. This will prevent the perk icon from flickering when the killer looks around and make the action speed boost more consistent. Finally, we will be removing the volt speed bonus entirely, as it does not suit the perk's nature.
Finally,
Yeah,
so no more toxic survivors abusing the vote speed bonus from Spine Chill.
correct.
Nice.
Bro, this perk is dead.
It is, bro.
It's
Not
dead.
not completely, but yeah, but it is much weaker now.
Yeah, I'm glad because I see this perk a lot. Also, it's good that it is gone now because this is one of those perks that I was like, yeah, it does too much. The increased volt speed and such because you you had these moments where you were like, okay, I'm gonna hit the survivor and then because of the bonus volt speed, they went over it faster than expected. You know, this will make a lot of chases last shorter than it should have. So I'm happy that
Yeah,
it is gone.
so true. Yeah, I'm also happy. Yeah.
Okay, non-meta perk changes. So with so many meta perks being changed, we have updated 25 additional perks to try out, a majority of which fulfill similar purposes. Okay, now let's speedrun this one, okay?
Oh yeah, bro, because
Yeah,
this update was mostly a shake to the a shake for the meta.
yeah. So let's speedrun this. Overcharge. Along with its current effect, overcharge will cause a kit generator regression speed to grow from 100% to 400% over the course of 30 seconds. Survivors will want to stop this generator from regressing as soon as possible. Good buff.
Oh my god! So finally, overcharge is worth it.
Yes. Yes, it is worth it.
Yeah, can't wait to experiment with this perk, bro.
So if you got tapping survivors, kick it with this. So yeah. Eruption. Eruption released with fairly safe numbers, but upon reflection, we are comfortable with increasing them. We have upped the generator regression penalty to 10% and the duration of the incapacitated effect for almost 30 seconds, so it is 25 seconds. So for 25 seconds you cannot work on a generator.
Yeah, because you have the incapacitated effect. Yeah, now this is good.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
like that.
yeah. Basically, you have time to hook the downed survivor.
Nice. Knockout. Those of you who like to leave survivors on the ground and can have a little more peace of mind, in addition to its current effect, Knockout will cause dying survivors to crawl 50% slower for 15 seconds and reduce their recovery speed by 25%. Still not a good perk.
Yeah, but at least now you can counter We're Gonna Live Forever, maybe.
Yeah,
Or Unbreakable also.
yeah.
Yeah,
Chorophobia.
okay, not bad.
Chorophobia. To make healing in a killer's terror radius even more unappealing, Chorophobia will now increase the speed of skill checks by 50% on the top of its current effect. Okay, so basically it has a built-in Hunter's Lullaby? Or not?
Maybe, bro.
I could.
I don't know the exact numbers, but yeah. Okay, so even though this perk will still be useless on stealth killers,
Mhm.
I think it will be crazy on the doctor.
Yeah, put it on the doctor, give him Hunter's Lullaby with Undying, and and Unnerving Presence.
Yeah, and double calmadons, of course.
Yeah, and then on the smallest map that you can find. Oh my god, that this is going to be fun. This will be fun. Dark Devotion. This perk is great for confusing and sneaking up on survivors, but the basic attack requirement makes it unappealing for certain killers. Dark Devotion will now activate whenever the obsession loses an health state. So that means when they are hit by a hatchet, when they are hit by Victor,
Also by Billy Chains
yeah,
or Leatherface Chainsaw also, yeah.
Trapper's
Yeah.
Trap,
Yeah, also. Or Feral Frenzy of Legion.
yeah, that is okay. This is good. This is interesting.
Yeah, yeah, much better.
Jolt. Jolt allows killers to regress regenerated simply by downing a survivor. To make it more consistent and punish careless survivor plays, we have removed the cooldown. That is something that I said that they had to do since day one. Jolt.
Yeah, because, bro, just don't get downed. The counter is very easy.
Yeah, or bring the killer to an area where it's already the generators are fixed.
Yeah, also, yeah, exactly.
But on maps like the Resident Evil map or the game, this perk will be horrible to play against. That's for sure. Okay. Lethal Pursuer. So you like aura reading, huh? On top of the existing effects, Lethal Pursuer will now extend the duration of all aura reading effects by 2 seconds.
Nice. So you are telling me that the barbecue will last for 6 seconds.
Yeah, and I think the aura reading effect of Undying also.
And I'm all ears.
Yes, and the locker aura reading perk.
Yeah, I think it is Darkness Revealed.
Yeah, Flood of
Yeah,
Rage.
this is going to be interesting.
Yes, I agree. This is going to be interesting. So yeah, this is nice. Skirts Hook Gift of Pain. This perk is also shipped with 7 numbers, so we will be increasing the action speed penalty to 16%.
Wow.
Okay, so they are actually
Yeah,
making it worse.
maybe I will start using this perk now.
Yeah, to get with Thanadophobia.
Oh my god, bro, you gave me an idea for Legion, but we will talk about it later.
Yeah, Thanadophobia.
Ah, also.
Speak of the devil, eh? Speak of the devil. Another quick one. We are increasing the action speed penalty to 5 per survivor for a maximum of 22%.
Oh my god, so you're telling me I can stack these with the Gift of Pain to get a 38% reduction.
Yes, bro, you can.
And yeah, also consider that the generator base time is 90 seconds now. Oh my god.
Oh my god, it's going to be nice. Skirts Hook Monstrous Shrine. About fucking time. Long heavy waited, a Monstrous Shrine has received a rework. This perk will now convert all basement hooks to skirts hooks. Additionally, skirts hooks will now grant 10, 15, 20% faster entity progression, but only if the killer is not within 24 meters.
Bro, this was my idea. Remember when I talked to you about this?
Yeah,
Yeah, I told you, yeah, maybe a reworked monstrous shrine may convert basement hooks to scourge.
yeah. Well,
They did exactly this.
yeah, but here is the better thing, bro. This also counts for all those other skirts hook perks. Because if the basement hooks count as skirts hook now, so the effects of the other skirts hooks will also activate.
Yeah, yeah. So you have up to 8 scourge in the map. Interesting.
Well, I count the basement hooks as one, as one hook. You know, it is just one hook with four different ones on it.
Yeah, but they say all basement hooks, so
Yeah,
it is not one.
yeah.
Yeah, but anyway, bro, it's the same.
Hmm. So it will make it worthwhile for you to hook the survivors in the basement now. If you
Yeah,
got if
but you must not camp.
yes, yes, but that is not that big of a problem. I mean, if you got pain resonance, for example, you can still hook them in the basement. Pain resonance still will activate, and you can still leave because of barbecue. You know. So basically, you can do an entire skirts hook build if you want.
Oh yeah, true.
Yeah,
Yeah, because now we have 4 Skurjuk perks. Yeah, true,
yeah.
true.
Because you can use Flood of Raids, and then you can use Pain Resonance, and you use Monster Shrine. Then you can, for example, add, barbecue, and then you can basically do a skirts hook. Basically, you get a skirts hook build then, because with Flood of Rage you will find them again. With if they are down by the basement, you put them in the basement. Pain Resonance activate, and when you leave to go after the survivors that are far away, they will lose their life faster. So it is pretty much how should I say this? It adds a lot of gameplay to basement, basically. Okay, survivor perk buffs calm spirit. In addition to calm spirit current effect, you can now open chests and cleanse and bless totems silently. I'll bet at a. Oh, okay, that is good. That's good. So even though you can cleanse, open chests and bless totems silently, you will now do it like 30% slower with calm spirit.
Yeah, yeah. Maybe it will be good to cleanse X totems. Yeah, maybe in killer's phase, maybe.
Yeah. Yeah. Saboteur. After months of studying, saboteurs can now identify screwed hooks. Their auras are shown in yellow when a survivor is being carried. Use this information to your advantage to prevent screwed hooks perks from being activated. So even though,
This is good, bro.
yeah, even though the other survivor can still be hooked, at least you can prevent them from getting hooked on the skirt's hook. So this is good. Botany knowledge. Ooh, this is not good. Botany knowledge increases healing speed by 50% up from 1133%. This is not good.
This is crazy, bro.
Yeah,
Can't wait to try it in my super healing build.
yeah. Imagine this with
Yeah, yeah, we make it, and we're gonna live forever. And
parental.
yeah, or also desperate measures. Also,
Yep.
oh my god,
Yeah,
this is crazy.
yeah. This is crazy. This is. I think this is a bit overbuffed this year. I think we're gonna. I think we're gonna notice a lot of issues if there is no. But we will see. Off the record. Upon being unhooked, gain the endurance status effect for 80 seconds. The endurance effect is lost upon performing a conspicuous action. Though this is a lengthy endurance effect, any in-game progression action will cancel it prematurely, making it purely for evading the killer after being unhooked.
Okay, so this is the new borrowed time.
Yeah, new borrowed time with decisive strike. Basically. Yeah.
Yeah, this perk could become a meta.
Yeah. To be honest, this is actually for tunneling killers. This is actually good because a lot of tunneling killers will wait till borrowed time is over.
Yeah, but you can't wait 80 seconds, of course.
Yeah. So this is good. Even when you already used up your decisive strike, for example, this perk can save you, especially in the end game. So this is a good perk. Lucky Break. This perk is great for escaping a chase, but the effect quickly runs out. We are giving survivors a way to recharge Lucky Break. Each second spent healing another survivor increases Lucky Break duration by 1 second. The total time cannot exceed the starting duration.
This is nice.
Yeah. Yeah, that is. Okay, pharmacy. Oh. Pharmacy used guaranteed an emergency medkit the first time you search the chest, which you either hope nobody takes before you need it, or hide in a far off corner like a medkit goblin. Bro,
What?
you read this, eh?
Yes.
Medkit goblin. I have to do it. Sorry, bro. I have to do this. I have to do this because that that one deserves a praise because I never. This is something that I would have never thought of. Medkit goblin. So now if we see a survivor with a medkit, we can call them medkit goblins.
Yes.
Yes, I take that. I take that. Behavior does a good one. Behavior does a good one. I will. Now pharmacy will activate whenever you are injured, guaranteeing an emergency medkit when you search a chest. This effect can happen multiple times in one trial. Good luck stealing my medkit now, Mac. Okay, Mac. Yeah, because Mac heads always steal stuff. So if I have this challenge where I have to use up medkits in a trial, because I don't like to bring items into my games, I can just use this perk to get medkits.
Yeah, it will be much easier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Now I just have to hope that I can find chests. Soul Survivor. Oh fuck, I hate this perk already. In addition to hiding your aura, Soul Survivors will now increase your generator repair speed by 25%. Okay. And your exit gate and heads action speed by 50%. These effects are only active when you are the last survivor standing. Not bad, not horrible.
Yeah. Bro, the thing is, this perk is a situation.
Yeah. On one side it helps with if you are the last survivor, you are by the and you wait till the killer finds the exit gate, the heads, and then you can open the exit gate. So yeah, uh, not bad, not good. Okay, Rio is going to like this.
Yeah, I was thinking the same, bro. Rio must be happy.
Yeah. For those who would like to stay hidden, we have added a way to regain distortion tokens. Gain 1 token for every 30 seconds spent within the killer terror radius.
Nice.
Nice. Yeah, okay, Rio's going to be happy. Lightweight. In addition to Lightweight's existing effects, your scratch marks will be more sporadic, making you harder to track. Your scratch marks will also fade 3 seconds sooner, up to... Okay. Okay, that is good. Okay, lightweight. Don't use it, but okay. Deja vu. To help survivors power the 3 closest generators, Deja vu will now grant a 5% repair speed bonus to the reviewed generators.
Yeah, this is good.
Yeah. Dit is de
So you can,
counter...
yeah, this perk will be helpful now because you will avoid three generator strategy.
Yep, that's good.
Nice, nice. I like it.
No One Left Behind. Beyond its current effect, No One Left Behind will grant a 7% movement speed bonus to any survivor you unhook. Additionally, the perk now activates when the gates are powered rather than opened.
Finally.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they acknowledged that survivors just leave exit gates at 99%.
Yep.
Okay. Now this perk will be at least useful.
Yep. We are almost there, bro. Almost there. Dark Sense. We have changed the way Dark Sense works. When a generator is powered, Dark Sense activates. The next time the killer comes within 24 meters of you, the aura is reviewed for seconds. Does this work with Tinkerer?
Bro, typically if killer is undetectable, you can't see their aura.
Yeah. We will see.
But anyway, bro, it doesn't matter because you must finish the generator for Dark Sense to activate.
Yeah.
So yeah, it doesn't matter. You know, bro, if this perk will be good, maybe I will use it sometimes
Yeah.
because I like this new effect. To be honest,
Yeah. Try it out and let me know how
yeah,
it works.
bro, better than Spine Shield.
Yep. Okay, Tenacity. In addition to the current effects, Tenacity now reduces your grunts of pain by 25% in the dying state. Combined with increased crawling speed, this perk will now be more effective in crawling away from the killer. Okay, so this perk has now Iron Will. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. It is Iron Will, but when you are in dying state.
Yep. Okay. Hope. Hope is great for those who like to make late game saves, but a limited duration can cause it to expire at an inconvenient time. Since this perk is only useful at the end of the match, we have removed the duration entirely.
Nice.
Okay.
Yeah.
I might run this. If it is good. Overzealous. In its current state, actually this can counter. This can counter Know It. Because it will give you bonus movement speed.
No, maybe even more because I think Hope gives you 7% speed bonus.
Yeah.
Yeah. It is good against 4.4 killers.
Yeah. Overzealous. In its
Oh,
current
the new perk.
yeah, in its current state, cleansing totem grants you a repair speed of 6, 7 and 8%. Now that bonus doubles if you cleanse an hex totem.
Okay, it's better.
Yeah, okay. Okay. We're gonna live forever. Much like Barbecue and Jelly, this perk features a massive blood point bonus. We do not want blood points to dictate which perks are used, so we have removed the bonus blood points from We're Gonna Live Forever. Okay, so that is to stop people from farming. Understandable. This change will release at the same time as the progression overhaul, which is expected to cut the grind by 75%. with matchmaking incentive providing an additional avenue for blood points. Additionally, the actions that previously granted the token will now activate the perk's secondary effect. While active, healing a survivor from the dying state grants them the endurance effect for 6, 8 or 10 seconds. The secondary effect of We're Gonna Live Forever then deactivates.
Okay, so basically, this soul guard, not for you, but the other survivor.
That is good.
Okay, this is pretty good, bro.
Very good. Because how many times do we pick up a survivor that is on the ground and he gets downed again immediately?
Yeah, yeah. This is very good.
Yeah.
I like it.
So then they have this blah blah blah, but you know, it's not so important. I will say I look forward to seeing all of these changes, you know, and how it
Yeah.
changed the meta. So I hope, yeah, I don't know about you.
Bro, PTB is next week, so I can't wait for it.
Yeah,
Yeah, to be honest, bro, I'm a killer main, but I play both roles,
same.
and this this update is almost perfect.
Yeah,
Yeah,
now they
yeah,
just have
yeah.
to fix the
Just
blight.
just maybe a couple of details, but maybe behavior can still tweak some numbers. So yeah, so it's okay.
Yeah,
I'm happy.
yeah. And we will make an update if they do something else that is extremely drastic, like nerfing the blight, for example. Because the blight, I'm getting sick of the blight with this hectic abuse. So, but for the rest, dit is all great. Everything is great. I cannot wait to see all of this coming. And this is all great. So, yeah. I hope that you guys enjoyed, and I hope that you guys like. Well, for all of you that have watched this till the end, let us know what you think about it, what you disagree with, what you agree with. Let us know, and we will gladly react and answer questions that you have on this video. Anyway, there was K.M.K together with Falcon.
See you soon.
And we hope to see you all next time. And together we say adios, wiedersehen, sayonara, and arrivederci. And K.M.K and Falcon out. Bye. And stay safe out there. And see you again.